Oh, there he is. The star of the show. Less than an hour to set up this camp. My snow tracker tent, table, all our cooking gear, our chairs. Two cots, sleeping bags, and a heater for in the morning early. Little light with a remote control. Check that out. You can turn it up, change colors, turn it off. Pretty good. All I need is a nightstand up there of some sort. That'd be nice. Now we're gonna saddle up the mules and go look for un venado, que no? Un grandote venado. Sometimes we'd ride down in the bottom. See where that knob is, that adobe knob? A big, tall, like adobe looking thing. And my dad is the one who got us started doing this. We'd ride down in the bottom and then we'd split up. One of us would go to one side and the other one would go to the other side.
Oh, okay.
And those bucks, they like to bed down right up in the top of those headers, because on the back side it drops off into the middle fork, or they'll be up on top of that hill right there. We'll split this last piece, you want to?
Yeah.
You're hungry, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
Greasy, huh? But it's good.
I wonder if we get signal here. There's a lizard on that tree. There's a lizard on that tree right near us.
We're not lizard hunting.
I know. I just looked over there for a good second. I saw some move. I was like, oh, it's a little lizard.
We've never seen a lot of deer in here, but we've seen big bucks in here.
Oh, okay.
There's a pond down in the bottom. It doesn't hold water anymore. I remember when I was a kid, my dad brought me up here, and I mean, I just thought this was the greatest place in the world. Just as wild. And see, there's no as far as you can see, there's no vehicle access. You're not allowed to drive a four-wheeler or a motorcycle or nothing. Nothing with wheels. It's all designated wilderness.
Not even a bike?
Not even a bike, I don't think. Mules are on foot, and most of the people that you see, you know, like these people we've seen hiking in here, hiking out, they just stay right on the trail. They don't know where these little cowboy trails are. And they don't have any reason. They go down to they go down to the river or the hot springs or something like that. Unless you're hunting, there's really no reason to get back in this off or back country, whatever you want to call it. Joey shot, see where the knob is? The big thing I was talking about, the big adobe knob, I call it.
Yeah.
Right down below it, right to the right, is where Joey shot his buck. That was a nice buck. They had it mounted.
Really?
Yeah. I've never shot a nice enough one to have it mounted.
I don't think you deer hunt enough to reduce.
Nah, I don't really care much about deer hunting. I like to see you get one. I like to see Joey get one. Hard to see them, but they're out there, Leighton.
You see them?
No, but I know they're out there. You said you like to watch the TV show Peppa Pig?
No, I don't like to watch it, but you look it up. The pig's like 7'1".
The pig is 7'1"?
Yeah.
That's terrible. Can Peppa Pig breathe through her butt?
No, but turtles can. Turtles breathe through the butts.
I wonder if it leaves a bad taste in their mouth.
I think that's how it works.
We getting hot yet?
I just don't know. I don't think so. Oh, yeah. Everybody's okay.
Just spoon.
Let's see.
What do they say? A watched pot never boils?
Yeah.
This one will boil anyway. I can hear it. Did you sleep good last night?
Oh, yeah.
Did you stay warm?
Yeah.
That bag's rated at -40. I imagine you stayed warm. That's just at -40. You'll stay alive, I think. But
Not comfortable.
no, comfortable is probably about
20.
40. No, but you were comfortable last night, weren't you? I think.
What is it?
Mm-hmm. Talk to the camera.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
Yeah, real quick.
Get over. This is. We were gonna do a reenactment, but he don't want to do a reenactment. So, this is what happened. The second day, we had 2 days to try to get a deer for him, and we didn't even get started the first day until noon. And the second day, we didn't get that early a start, did we?
No, not at all.
But I mean, it was still fairly early. Anyway, so we rode up into some different country. This was country that I had seen some bucks in before, earlier in the year when I was bear hunting up there. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, okay?
All right.
All right, we were riding along. Let me get over here. We were riding along, and we were probably, what, 8 miles in?
About.
7, 8 miles in the wilderness there. And we started riding down these, there's a big old canyon that went up through there, and we started riding down these fingers. And the very first finger that we rode down, we were just riding along, and I mean, if we had turned around 15 foot earlier, or if we would have gone 10 foot further than what we did, we would have never found that buck. 15 foot earlier, we would have turned and never seen him. 10 foot later, if we would have rode on, I'm sure he would have got up and took off. So anyway, we were riding and we just turned like that, and I looked off to my right, and I seen that buck. He was bedded down in some grass that was probably 3 or 4 foot tall, 3 foot tall. And I told Jeremiah Johnson here, I told him, I said, there's a buck right there bedded down in the grass. And we hadn't seen any deer. And how many times you been deer hunting before this?
Not many times.
About 0.
Yeah.
So he didn't know. He began to think there was no deer in that country at all. We had seen 2 does right by camp. And and he thought I was pulling his leg. He thought I was just teasing him. So I said, just keep on riding. Just keep on riding. They don't think that buck doesn't think we seen him. So we just kept on riding up, and we went over there and tied up the mules, you know, right on down the canyon, probably another 50, 60 yards away. And he still didn't believe me. I said, no, there's a nice buck. He's bedded down in the grass over there. And that buck just squatted down is all he did. So we circled back around on foot and left the mules tied down there, and got over there, and I said, right there he is. Still couldn't see him, could you?
No, I couldn't see him for good.
He still couldn't see him. So I gave him my binoculars. I said, here, look, just look through your binoculars. And that buck probably wasn't 75 yards away, was he?
No.
But he was still squatted down in the grass. So finally he looked at it and he seen him. He said, oh, there he is. But we could not, all we could see was his horns sticking out of the grass and his face. You couldn't tell really which way he was laying.
No.
Could you? I mean, he was just down in that grass. And I said, so I said, let's walk around here and see if we can get which way his body's laying, see if we can get a shot. Well, we started moving, and we didn't move very far, and he stood up. So we had a muzzle loader, a Thompson Sharp 50 caliber muzzle loader. And we had 2 pills in it, and I think it was 150 grain, maybe a 200 grain bullet. But I didn't have the primer in the gun. And because we were just carrying it on the mule, whatever, we didn't want to have a primer in it. So we cracked it open, tried to get that primer in there, and it was like cartoons there for a little while because we couldn't get the primer in and the gun to fold back up or to.
Oh, it took forever.
Yeah, we were sitting there, and that deer was laying down, or no, he had stood up already, hadn't he?
Yeah, right.
And he stood up and wiggled his tail, and he was looking at us. And we were trying to get that, and finally got it popped or shut down and everything. I handed the gun to Leighton, and he went like that, and I said, don't waste any time, because he's not going to stand there very long. Man, boom, and he shot. The deer, another buck jumped up, didn't he? There was a buck that was bedded down behind him we never seen. He jumped up and took off that way, and this buck took off down the canyon. And I asked Leighton, I said, do you think you hit him? He said, I don't think so. I said, man, I didn't hear that thump, you know, when you shoot something, you hear that thump. I didn't hear it. So we stood there for a little while, and then we walked over to where he was when he shot, and looked.
Yeah, there's nothing.
No blood at all. And then I also thought, I never hunted with a muzzle loader before, but I thought if you hit a deer with a 50 caliber, pill like that, boom, it's gonna knock him down. But all he did was run down the hill. And I asked Leighton again, I said, do you think you hit him? And he said, no, he said, I think I missed. And we were sitting there talking about it a little while, and I told him, I said, 2 days, or really a day and a half hunting in the wilderness like this, just to have the opportunity to shoot at a nice buck like that, that was something.
Yeah.
So, but he was still down.
Oh yeah.
And I said he ran down the hill, and I told him, I said, he didn't look like he was running off right. I said, he looked like he might have had a little hitch in his get along. And I said, let's go get the mules, and we'll ride down the canyon there where we seen him go. And Leighton said, no, he said, you go get the mules. He said, I'll walk on down here and look. And I went and got in the mules, and I was coming back, and I heard Leighton say, there's blood. And now we'll go back to the story. Where's the last blood you had? Oh yeah, you got a good hole in him. Oh, a lot of blood right here.
Oh yeah.
There'll be some somewhere.
Right here.
Good eyes, good eyes. Oh, there he is. Watch it.
Look at that perfect shot too. Never mind, that's not where I wanted to shoot him.
Yes. Oh, you're spoiled bad now.
There you go. Hold this.
Make sure he's down. He's dead. Poke him with your foot. Okay, turn him up towards me. That's a 3x4. That is a nice buck, Leighton. A nice buck. You're running for life.
Oh.
I thought I seen when he was going off, he wasn't moving off right. Where'd you hit him at?
Right here.
That's right where you aim, buddy. That, I mean, you can't make a better shot than that.
Well, I mean right here in the heart shot or something like that, but...
No, that's good. You got a double lunger right there. You put his lungs out.
Yeah.
Cool beans here. That thing's got a shell in it. That's a nice buck.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna miss school tomorrow. I'm gonna make an executive decision.
Yeah.
Just think of all that riding
And we got
and all that, just thinking there ain't no deer out here. I bet you were thinking there's no deer in this country.
I was like, he's playing me. He knows there's no deer out here.
I just taking you to the buck. All right, buddy.
Let's get some pictures.
It's a nice buck. You don't know me, son. Who's gonna carry the boats? He's a pretty one. Real pretty deer. How hard a pack out was that?
I don't want to talk about it.
A lot of miles. And then open the cooler.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, hold
A lot of meat too, huh?
up. Yeah.
Let's break this camp and get the heck out of here.